Let's see here. Let me get this here. All right. So, okay. Oop. Okay.
Mr. Stilp, once again.
Yeah. All right. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
You have to let that go.
Could you hand me another chisel, please?
All right. Again, Mr. Stilp, you have to understand our side of this.
Right.
I know. Yeah, I know. You have to understand, there's ways to do things.
Right.
This is not the right way to do it.
This is the way to do
All right.
things, and just so you know, you're going to have to carry me off the ground, okay?
Well,
Because
we're
this
not
is
gonna-
civil
we're not gonna-
disobedience. Okay?
We're not going to carry you off the ground.
All right. Do what you have to
If
do.
you want to put on a show, that's fine.
Well, I think it's important for people to do peaceful acts of civil disobedience,
But
okay?
this isn't peaceful, though. This is criminal mischief.
No, I'm saying when you cart me away. That's all
I'm not carting you away.
Okay, what are we going to do now?
We're done.
We're done?
Yeah.
No arrest?
You're done. You can't. I'm not going to allow you to commit a criminal act in front of us.
So I'm not being arrested?
You didn't commit a criminal act, did you?
Well, I must, what do you call it? My intent is to take that down today, okay? So can I have my tools back?
Well, you can if you're going to commit a criminal act with it.
Well, can I have my tools back, please? They're mine.
If you want to come over headquarters, we'll pick them up over there.
This is insane, okay? This is, well, let me figure this out here, okay? All right. They're taking all my tools. That's crazy.
We cannot allow somebody to commit a criminal act in our presence. All right?
Those tools belong to my father,
We weren't here when that was put
who was a
up.
carpenter
Okay.
in this area. All right.
No.
then-
I really can't.
We have to cover the name there. Then we have to at least cover the name of the.
Come on down. Come on, sir. Come on down. Let's go. Take him over. Let's go.
All right.
Come on. We're going.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. 100 Hazel Street down there at the magistrate's office. We're going down to the magistrate's office. 100. 100 Hazel Street. You folks keep up the good work, okay? Keep up the good work. Okay.
Thank you, Gene.
Keep up the good work. Street. Okay.
so-
I was probably your paper boy.
You could have been.
Sunday Independent.
Well, we're the same age, so I don't know about that. But can I ask you why you want to do this?
Well, I think I'm going to explain that in a few minutes to everybody here.
Okay.
We're going to explain that in a few minutes.
All right?
And one of the basic things is because, unfortunately, this is a beautiful monument. Look at this beautiful monument. And the basic thing is that the city made a mistake here by not thinking and placing this this brick on there that defaces this nice monument. So today I'm going to help the city by taking away the brick that defaced this monument. And so I'm helping clean up the monument today.
Okay. Well, this city was built on the bedrock of the United States.
Right.
We have freedom of speech.
Right.
I'm going to let it go at that. I'm going to ask you if you would please consider not doing it.
Right.
Before I leave, have you ever heard of the bedrock principle as it pertains to the government? If you have not, the bedrock principle is something maybe you should look up. But I wish you the best here today, and please consider not doing it.
Thank you very much. One thing I want to say is that there'll be an empty space here at some point, if not today, if in the future. But I would certainly like to buy that space with a $35 check for
Well,
the city.
unfortunately, it's already sold.
To who?
That space is already sold. There's a block on it.
The block on it. Who does it belong to?
Well, it belongs to the person that put it up there, and in this case, it's the East Coast Knights of the True Invisible Empire.
And are they related to the KKK?
Well, they could be, but again, with this country, it's freedom of speech, it's right of First Amendment. They have a right to do that. We cannot take that down.
They're, what do they call it? I think you're going to have to, because you personally are involved in defacing this nice monument by putting up there an abhorrent piece of something that somebody has bought. And this group is anti-American. They're anti-everything. They're racist. They're white supremacist. They're related to the KKK, and we all know what they stand for. So they're part of the KKK. So you don't want the city supporting the KKK, do you?
No, but it's a wonderful part of living in America.
The
We all have
KKK is a
right-
wonderful part of living in America.
Not the case. It's a wonderful part of having the right to put something on a monument.
So the
living in America it's our right. It's our freedom.
The KKK You're supporting the city by doing this is supporting the KKK. Is that your position?
We are not supporting them. We are administering a block for them that they purchased.
Yes. Do you know the mayor of Wilkes-Barre in 1924, when the KKK marched here and burned a cross in Kirby Park against the Irish immigrants and things like that? The mayor of Wilkes-Barre actually went across the river, took down the cross, the burning cross, and threw it in the river. Okay, and that's what should happen to this block right here. So Wilkes-Barre has a long history of opposing these racist groups. So I think that the city's made a big mistake here. And, you know, you have to think about it too. Luzerne County is a county where just until recently they were putting kids in jail, the judges were, for cash, okay? So sometimes officials make mistakes. In this case, the city of Wilkes-Barre has made a mistake.
Well, if you think the city of Wilkes-Barre has made a mistake, then you're saying the United States has made a mistake by allowing us to do the First Amendment rights. But I wish you well with it. Thanks.
I don't think
Good
the First
luck.
Amendment, this is all, we're going to take down what the city has defaced here. The defaced is nice.
I will say this, if you try to take that down, I'm sure that there'll be consequences for you.
Right, I understand that,
Okay.
and that's okay with me. But how should I say it? I guess we'll see you in court, okay?
There you go.
Get ready for your
Thank
subpoena.
you. Okay, thank you.
Anyhow, we tried to give the city a check to replace the brick, and to give them the money. I buy the replacement brick for that. Okay, there's no harm in sending a brick back to the KKK. No harm at all. And so that's our position. We're going to start here in about 10 minutes. I guess start with the process. So that's it. But it was nice of him to come out and discuss this. But right now I'm going to go discuss it with the police, what their position is, and also I'm looking for my ladder to get here. But in the meantime, this is where we're at right here. Okay. So as you saw just a minute ago, I gave this brick I gave this brick, which I don't like to touch. I gave this brick to the city administrator. Okay, he held it, and he said this brick has a right to be on that also. All right. There is no screening process. If that's so, there's no screening process. All right. That underlines my point that the city is wrong in this instance. All right. So the city administrator just took that in his hand and said it'd be okay for this brick to be up here because they have a right. And that to me is abhorrent, obscene for the city of Wilkes-Barre to act like that. They have to go back and refine their process. All we're doing today is not defacing a monument. We're cleaning up already what the city has defaced. The city has defaced the hearts and minds of all the people on here. Every one of these people on here, it has defaced all their hearts and minds right here. Everybody's. For those of you who have just seen the monument for the first time, take a look at these people. Ask these people if this defaces their names and their memories, all right? This should actually be a place where people can step on and spit on, okay? That brick should be someplace where people can step on and spit on it.
There you go.
Okay, Angel. So we have the officers here today, and and what happens when I make any kind of move to climb this ladder, I should say to take this brick down, what they'll do is arrest me, okay, and take me to a magistrate at some point for the next 10 days. At this point, I don't know how long it's going to take. At this point, to underline this whole process here, at this point there'll be no more food intake on my part. Okay, I'll have a little bit of a hunger strike here. If we can take care of this, if they keep me the 10 days, but starting today, we'll keep going right there. So pass it on to superiors or whoever's going to hold me anywhere. Okay, there'll be a hunger strike because this is so important to the city of Wilkes-Barre and the people. Okay. And the people who this is an educational opportunity. People learn about the KKK, about these knights of the, and ask around. Are your neighbors members of the KKK that you don't know about? You know, it's time for people to take a stand against racism, against bigotry, against hatred, against white supremacy, and that means questioning the people that are in charge too, including Donald Trump, the chief racist at this point. So at this point, we're going to proceed forward.